We continue from the last few episodes with Cadmus's and Lex Luthor plans in full effect as they slowly turn the world on Justice League, and Amanda Waller employs the help of Galatea and Ultramen to take them out once and for all. We see Dr. Hamilton working on Galatea and attaching a device on her head to let her control the dozen or so Ultramen clones. Galatea gets ready for her mission and says goodbye to Dr. Hamilton, calling him her daddy. Meanwhile, Martian Manhunter managed to get the communications back online on the space station, and Flash calls him to tell him how the people lost trust in them. Superman calls for the original members to hold a meeting privately, but Batman is still missing for some reason. Superman is not happy with how they are perceived, and thinks they should scale back and focus on gaining back the people's trust. Green Lantern thinks this should not hinder their jobs to protect Earth, but Wonder Woman thinks discipline, the fusion that caused this incident in the first place, at least for the time being, should be a good gesture of trust and cooperation. Superman thinks there is also one more thing they should do, and announces to every member of the Justice League that the founding members are turning themselves to U.S. custody until they are proven innocent. He tells everyone to cooperate with the investigation, and tells Supergirl that he is counting on her to hold the fort. We then finally get to see Batman, and he is communicating with the Justice League as they tell him to turn himself over. Batman thinks it is the dumbest plan ever, and he refuses to join them. Supergirl is worried about Superman and every founding member, and Steel gives her some reassuring words to have some faith in them finding a way out of this mess. Suddenly, they see missiles heading the space station's way from Earth. They realize it is LexCorp technology and brace for impact. The missiles turn out to be ships holding all the Ultramen clones and Galatea attacking the League. Meanwhile, Batman infiltrates Cadmus HQ and their meeting room. He knocks out the army general and has a one-to-one with Waller. He bluntly states that she should know the League did not fire the weapon at Earth, but she is not convinced. He then tells her the only one with an agenda of his own, and capable of doing that, is Luthor, and she should look into him before he vanishes right before her eyes. Back on the space station, the Ultramen clones are fighting off with every member of the Justice League. The fight is total chaos, with everyone doing their part and beating the shit out of Ultramen. Even Captain Atom wakes up and actually helps the League. Supergirl goes down to the reactor and finds her clone Galatea wreaking havoc. Supergirl fights her, but she is outmatched by her sheer power and skill. Supergirl gets into Galatea's head by calling her a clone, and she gets angry. Meanwhile, while all the chaos is ensuing, Amanda Waller finally uses her goddamn brain and realizes Lex Luthor has been playing them all along.
Idiot!
She calls Galatea to abort the mission and call off the Ultramen, but Galatea doesn't care and continues the beatdown on Supergirl. Supergirl fights back and uses the power cables after the power has come back to fry the shit out of Galatea. We see Lex Luthor constructing a super body for himself to use for eternity, and Batman surprises him in his lab and spells out his plan for him, having figured it out. The real purpose of Cadmus was to give Lex Luthor superpowers. Batman fights the superpowered Lex, and Lex throws him out the window. Then Amanda Waller barges in and does something right for once by destroying the android body Lex was going to use. Lex bitch slaps Amanda Waller and laughs at her trying to take him out by herself, but she is not alone, because the Justice League, the founding members to be exact, are here. Lex Luthor's body suddenly mutates, and we discover that Brainiac inhibits his body. Lex Luthor doesn't understand what is happening to him, and Brainiac explains how he transferred a copy of his being into Lex Luthor when Superman foiled his plans years ago to build a new body. He has been laying dormant and subtly influencing Lex Luthor's actions until he gets a new android body. Amanda Waller shoots at Brainiac and tells the League she is going to take him to Cadmus to pull Luthor out, but Brainiac easily recovers and shoots back. The League try to fight Brainiac, but he proves to be too powerful for them and manages to restrain all of them. Brainiac tries to digitize the League, but Martian Manhunter manages to escape and cut the cables. Brainiac sees this and runs away to prepare more for this battle. He goes to the top of the LexCorp building and gets his ship out of it. Now he is prepared. The Justice League fights once again and tears down the ship, causing it to crash. Batman thinks it is too easy, and they realize that Brainiac was not on the ship, and he escaped. We see Brainiac and Luthor escape through the sewers. Luthor asks what Brainiac gains from digitizing all information and killing every being in the universe, and Brainiac responds that it will be the end of his program. Luthor then offers to give Brainiac something he lacks: imagination. He partners up with him and promises to show him something beyond just killing everything in the universe. Meanwhile, the Justice League can't find Brainiac, and they deduce he is going to Cadmus to use their technology for himself. We then see Brainiac use one of the Darkheart nanobots to gain all of its knowledge and use the others under his command. Lex and Brainiac use the rest of the nanobots to build themselves a badass new body, and now they are a one being. They promise to digitize all the knowledge, kill every organism, and remake the universe in their image. Martian calls for every Justice League member to join them at Brainiac's supposed location, but they all might be too slow to reach them, so the 7 of them prepare to fight him alone for the time being. They reach the building, and it explodes, revealing Brainiac's weapon to destroy Earth. Superman tries to talk some sense into Luthor, but it doesn't work because he is already living his ultimate dream. He creates dark clones of the Justice League to fight them. They try to get in the mind of the Justice League by berating them and their morality, but they easily defeat them by switching fighting partners, and then they reset their focus back onto Brainiac and Luthor. Brainiac easily knocks them out again, but Wonderwoman throws a jet at the weapon and destroys it. Brainiac gets out of the rubble and taunts Flash about killing him and starting Armageddon right on schedule. Brainiac thinks he scared Flash to get him to run away as he repaired the weapon, but Flash is merely unleashing his true Speed Force powers to circle the whole world and deliver a monumental beatdown to Brainiac and Luthor. I can't begin to tell you how good it feels to see Flash actually show how powerful he is, using his phasing super speed and dismantling Brainiac from the inside. The Justice League wakes up to see Flash succeed in destroying Brainiac and removing him from Luthor, but he is so overcharged, he suddenly disappears right in front of them. Everyone is shocked, and Luthor still taunts them about still killing him, and this being the part where Superman kills him. Superman chokes the shit out of him and stares him in the eye, telling him he is not the same man. Martian tells them Flash is here, and speaking to him telepathically, but his soul is getting weaker. Suddenly, a portal opens right beside Hawkgirl, and Flash tells her about the Speed Force and how it is calling him home. She tries to pull him back, and the whole Justice League helps her bring Flash back to them. In the aftermath, the founding members hold a press conference to the world to say sorry for their hubris and that they are taking the space station down and dismantling the Justice League before thanking every member for their hard work. Green Lantern, who, mind you, has been someone who kind of understood how dangerous the Justice League were, stops Superman right in his tracks and calls bullshit. He says the world needs the Justice League after they saved it again, and it will continue whether they want to quit or not, because it is the right thing to do, and the crowd cheers for them. Superman accepts, but says there will be some changes to bring them closer to the people. These 2 episodes have been a treat, to put it simply. Amanda coming to her senses, Luthor being humiliated again like the loser he is, and Flash, oh god, the Flash, finally going all out like that and showing why he is as strong as ever. What a nice surprise. There's only the epilogue left, and then we start the final season of Justice League Unlimited next time. This brings us to the end of today's video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel to get more videos like this one. Your support helps us grow. And tell me, what do you think of these 2 episodes? What do you think of Brainiac's final showdown? Do you think Flash is the strongest member of the Justice League? Let me know in the comments below. I read all of them. And if you're watching till now, thank you. I'll see you in another video soon.